up, guys? Perry here. Unfortunately, I got the flu and I lost my voice. But fret not, because the daily upload schedule will not stop. If my voice sounds a little different in this video, it's because it's not mine. Also, I'm giving away a battle pass and a VIP game pass in my Discord server. Make sure you join, the link is in the description. With all that out the way, we can start. In this video, I'll be going over my top 5 must-have units in Anime Vanguards. It's also worth noting this list is in no particular order. The first unit on our list is going to be Gojo. This guy is relatively easy to obtain, and the biggest hurdle in getting him is waiting for him to show up in the banner. He does a pretty solid damage, but what really carries him into the list are his passives. His first passive, Strongest Sorcerer, gives him a 20% damage buff and a 10% SPA buff. On top of that, he's a Cosmic Element, so he gains extra 10% damage off placement. His second passive is also really busted because he's immune to stun, but he gets a 2% damage buff every time he gets attacked. This could be really good in game modes with a lot of negative modifiers. That stuns your units. Since he's immune to stuns and he buffs himself every time an enemy tries to stun him, his last passive gives him a full AoE time stop, which is good. But it's super finicky, and sometimes the unit just start walking through his infinity anyway. Overall, he's one of the best units in the game currently, since he has a really good damage. He's full AoE and his passes are insanely good. Up next, we have Toji. This guy's a new exclusive unit that you can get by doing the Worm questline, which is pretty straightforward. The part where you have to sacrifice an involved update unit is annoying, but most people can get Essence easily. This guy has arguably better passive than Gojo, with his first passive giving him a flat 50% damage buff if there are no other buffs in range, which is insanely easy to maintain. His second passive is what carries him the most, with his attacks being able to completely remove shields. This makes him one of the best units for the current tournament and insanely good for Paragon runs. He's also the cheapest full AoE unit in the game, with his full AoE talking unlocking on upgrade 6. Overall, this guy is definitely worth your time, and I advise you get this guy as soon as possible because he's an exclusive unit, meaning he will become unobtainable at the point in the future. Next on the list, we have Choso. There's nothing too special about this guy, but he's second best lead unit in the game behind Alucard. Having a good lead unit on your team is always good utility, plus this guy becomes full AoE and he does decent damage, so he definitely deserves a place on this list. Next unit on our list is Itadori. The main reason I'm including him on this list isn't because he's good right now. In fact, he's sort of mediocre right now. He's 5 placement and does decent damage, but he's the cheapest mythic in the game, which is cool, I guess. But the main reason he gets a place on this list is because I'm 99% sure he's gonna evolve into Sukuna whenever they add him into the game. So I definitely think it's worth to have a copy of this guy with decent stats and a good trait, just so you can get the goated Sukuna whenever he comes out. From the look of it, Sukuna is either gonna be on par or better than Gojo, so you should obviously try and get him. Having Itadori will make the process a little easier, and that's why he makes it on the list. Last but certainly not least, we have Julius. I remember you guys told me in the comments what anime he's from, but I'm gonna be honest, I forgot. This guy is an insanely strong support unit, dishing out like 40k damage on max, and he's 3 placement. His 2 passives are also pretty solid, with his first allowing him to freeze enemies and simultaneously buff his own SPA. And his second passive just gives him more range and damage every time he attacks. I definitely think he's a little overturned because he's out damaging Icarus at max, which is kind of crazy, but he's not full AoE, so that balances him somewhat. And that's gonna conclude my video on my top 5 must-have units in this game. These were definitely some honorable mentions that I could have added, like Jogo or Toto, but I barely have the strength to edit this video. So in the interest of keeping this somewhat brief, we're gonna end it here. If you made it to end, thanks for watching. Make sure you join the Discord, and that's all from me. Have a great day or night wherever you are, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!